Guleria, the Senior Vice President Sales and Marketing of Honda Motorcycle and Scooters India. Yadvinder, thank you very much for joining us. Well, first of all, have you had to cut production in November itself to adjust for demonetization?
See, there is some production rationalization which has already happened, and we are still in discussion with two of our factories, because out of our 4 factories we have union in these two, in first and the second factory. So it is too early to talk about the numbers. So anyhow, we are towards the fag end of the month of November, so the figures will be out shortly. But yes, there is a rationalization which we have done, considering the current market situation and the retail situation at our network.
Okay, so most companies have told us that they are rationalizing their production. I guess it's the most obvious thing to do. But how much have sales fallen for you between 8th November and now? Some estimates suggest a 20% fall for the month of November as a whole. Would you expect that?
Yeah, what we foresee, anywhere between 20 to 30% would be the expected fall in the retail sale plan which we had in the beginning for the month of November. And but however, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which we are able to see that especially the south, west and the east region, the recovery has already started, and we have reached almost 90% to the level expected in beginning of this week. And we expect shortly the agrarian economy regions, especially the north and central part of India, will follow soon. And by end of first week of December, things should be normal. That's what we see as of now.
Okay. So by end of December, things will pick up, you think?
And by end of first week of December.
Okay, so how much have inquiries reduced? I mean, I'm not talking about sales, but how much have inquiries reduced? And have you seen customers return back to the market?
Yeah, obviously, the first, after post-demonetization, that is from 9th or maybe up to 11th or 12th also, we do not say that there was a footfall decrease at our network. In fact, it has increased to unprecedented numbers. But this was mainly not from the prospective buyers, but from the people who wanted to convert their 500 and 1000 denomination notes into something which is a vehicle and can be converted into cash later on. However, we never encourage such kind of dealing at our network. And post that, once people were very clear that the only way out would be the digitization and the plastic money and online real banking, which has to be taken care of in terms of the transaction for purchase of a two-wheeler. So that from there on, we have seen almost 50% drop in the first 1 week in terms of a footfall as well as the retail sales.
Well, we heard that human ingenuity knows no bounds. That the tax evaders' ingenuity also knows no bounds. Well, Mr. Guleria, how much have the after-sales market been hit? Is working capital an issue now?
I do not say that working capital was a big issue. It's just simply supply chain, and I would say the rotation of the money. Since the retail sales were down, obviously the cash flow had got that brunt of non-circulation. So, but at the same time, through our bank partners, we were able to extend the repayment time without any interest charge to our network in inventory funding from almost 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Now, all our bank partners have extended that 8 weeks repayment without interest repayment schedule to our network. So that was a very proactive step Honda could take to support its network through our bank partners. So that's one thing which we have done. And as and when the retails are increasing, we do see the same inventory funding being filled up, and then we are able to make the dispatches in a much higher quantity than it was in the first 10 days post demonetization. So things are already on the recovery mode. So we are hopeful that as I shared with you, from the end of first week of December, it should be reaching the normal level.
Okay, so finally, just to get some ballpark numbers, how much did sales fall between, say, 8th of November to 15th? And then in the last 6 days, how much have sales risen? Just to understand the recovery.
Yeah, see, as a rough estimate, I would say the first week till 15th or 16th of November, from 9th, there was almost a fall of 50% in the retail sales, across the country at our network. And then, there was a slight recovery, I would say, around 20-25% up to 21st. And then, beginning last week, middle of the last week, since people have more or less accepted the fact and they have realized this is the only way to transact or do any business dealing or the buying of the two-wheelers is, either you go through check or the draft payment or online transfer. And rest, if you have to go through the bank loan, some of them already arranged the down payment in cash with the new notes which have been released. And then last 5 or 6 days, we are seeing that we have reached almost 90% of the level. That means still there is a loss of 10% of the retail sale. But 90% also is mainly in the south, west and eastern region. This recovery or the loss is still to the range of 25%, to the tune of 25% in the agrarian economy of north and central part of the country, especially the Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana. This belt we still see the recovery is taking time, but slowly these states will also follow what has happened in the south, west and east regions.
All right, we leave it at that, Mr. Guleria. Thank you very much for joining us. So agrarian demand hit. We'll discuss that more after this very short break. We'll also get you a check on the